Ministry time before we play our last song by Matthew Ward. It is based off a song by Matthew Ward called Till the Walls Fall Down, and we're going to be talking about restoring the broken tonight. How many of you guys know that sometimes we need to be restored? Sometimes we get off and we just need to get back on track. We need to be restored to the broken. I think of the story of Peter who walked on water, and what an amazing thing. And if you know that story where Jesus was walking on water, and he was walking on water, and there was a storm going on, and the disciples were in the boat, and the disciples looked over at the boat, and Peter saw Jesus, and at first they thought it was the ghost, then they realized it was Jesus, and Peter boldly says, "Jesus, if that's you, let me walk on the water too." So he took a couple steps outside the boat, and for those first couple steps, he was walking on water. But before long, he began to sink because he started to take his eyes off of Jesus and put him on the wind and the waves and all the things that were around him. And he started to sink. So he needed to be restored. So Jesus actually grabbed him and pulled him out and stopped him from drowning. So despite Peter's ambition in doing the right thing for a while, he started to sink. And we all have times where we make mistakes, where we sin. It says in the Word that we all fall short of the glory of God, that we've all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. How many of you guys have been fathers or uncles, or, I'm an uncle, I'm not a father, but how many times have you had a kid come up to you? I also have a kid that I work with that I do this a lot with, where he might have broke something. Maybe it's a toy or something, and he wants to have you try to fix it. Maybe, you have to super glue it. I'm sure you can think of many, many times where, maybe your child or somebody handed you a toy that was broken into pieces. And sometimes with tears in his eyes, he may say, "Can you fix this, please, Mommy or Daddy?" Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Other times you have to tell him that it's beyond your ability to repair. Sometimes the kid won't understand why some things that are just too broken and super glue just won't work. Like him, many times we have to take the broken pieces of our lives to God and ask him to fix it. I don't know if God has some kind of spiritual super glue or what, but I do know he's pretty good at taking our brokenness and our broken state and pieces and putting them back together again. Like Humpty Dumpty, he wants to put you back together again. In fact, there's no life so broken that it's beyond his ability to repair. Did you hear me? No matter where you are in life, God wants to restore and repair you. It's not too late. God has a plan and a purpose for your life. He specializes in putting our shattered pieces back together and making our life better than it was. We just have to be willing to hand him the pieces. Here are some Bible verses on God repairing our broken pieces and making us whole again. It says in Deuteronomy 30, verse 3, "God, your God, will restore everything you lost. He'll have compassion on you. He'll come back and pick up the pieces from all the places where you were shattered." So that's a great verse there. For sure. It also says in Psalm 147:3, he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. It says in the Message version in Psalm 18:20 through 24, "God made my life complete when I placed all the pieces before him. When I got my act together, he gave me a fresh start. Now I'm alert on God's ways." This is great. I don't take God for granted. Every day I renew the way that he works. I try not to miss a trick, and I feel that I put together, and I'm watching my step. God rewrote the text of my life when I opened the door of my heart in his eyes. So no matter where you are tonight, let God restore you and restore that brokenness and bring you back to him. And know that God has an awesome plan and purpose for your life in 2025. On that note, let's play our last song of the night based off of our ministry time about restoring the broken. Matthew Ward, in his first solo album, he was a member of second chapter of Acts with the song "Till the Walls Fall Down" right here on Retro